OJB Jezreel, the producer, is in the house to inspire us today. Let me ring the bell. I don't think they quite heard her last time. This is amazing. I know we talked last week, but I'd never met you previously. But it's so many questions I want to ask you today, OJB. Phones are ringing already. I never give number. You went through a really interesting experience.
Yeah.
Let me just say challenging. I don't necessarily want to say it was a bad thing because everything happens for a reason, right? Let's get to what really happened. For those who are not familiar, what rock have you been under? But if you're not familiar with OJB Jezreel, he's an ace producer in the game. And this became obvious when you went through the health challenges you had recently.
Yes.
Because a lot of people showed a lot of support and a lot of love.
It did.
How did this whole thing begin? The symptoms, everything. When did it all start?
Honestly, it was, I think when it really came crashing down seriously, it was like, let's say 2-3 years. It was a situation whereby, you could have a 50-50 chance where they're telling you your kidneys are functioning at probably 50% or 40-something%. So it's not that bad. Okay, so, but you're not knowing that it's going worse. It's not like it's getting better. So like it takes time. Like I could be down now for like 2 weeks, and then when you come out of it, you're okay for the next 3-4 months. The next thing it comes up again. You're down and you get up. Wow. But this time I think it was March this year, the down was like down. It wasn't getting better. And as at that time, it was like the kidneys were functioning at around 6%. So, I mean, that was when it was obvious that, look, this one, the only way out is a kidney change.
Wow.
In between all that, running dialysis and all that. So, the main symptoms, it's strange, really. Is you find that it starts with a lot of malaria-like kind of feeling.
Oh, really?
A lot of fever-like kind of feeling. So you get confused to think that probably it's malaria or typhoid or any of those things. And then the bad part is that when you start treating it for that, the drugs itself will begin to affect your kidney.
Wow.
So it's getting worse. Then sometimes you'll feel like serious ulcer pain or something. Then you can't eat, you can't do that, and whatever.
Oh my goodness.
So it's a lot of process. In some places, a long time ago, people were diagnosed with this and they thought it was AIDS.
Wow.
Because they won't see the virus, they won't see all that, but they just say, well, since we're not seeing it, but the symptoms, I don't know, probably it's AIDS. And sometimes doctors will come to conclusion and say it's AIDS.
That deep.
Yeah, that's how it used to be back then. But of course now, I mean, a lot of people, because kidney things seem to be something you found among a certain quarter of people, like the very rich or the whatever it is. But right now, it's everywhere because it's either you have blood pressure or you have diabetes. And the way Nigeria is right now, trust me, you have like 90% of the people working on the street, they have blood pressure.
My
They
goodness.
have high blood pressure because the system has changed. The hustle has changed. The pressure to make it in life is a lot more. It's at 500%. Yeah, the pressure is much. From family, friends, from the environment, from people. You find that you can't even get something because you're just human. You just have to be extra something. So that pressure is serious. It tells on us.
It does.
I was working very hard. Like I wake up 4 o'clock, sometimes sleep 1 o'clock in the night. So you find that at the end of the day, you're not having enough rest, and so the blood pressure was heavy.
Wow. Well, we thank God for your life. Of course, there were naysayers. I haven't shared some incidents right here on the source. I know you probably were in that hospital bed seeing those comments. I'm sure you got a lot of love, but I'm sure there were people that had things to say, negative things to say.
Yeah, they did.
What was your attitude towards it? What did you choose to do? How did you handle that?
Well, the ones that got to me most, I mean, the funniest one was the funniest one. And people, I think I was in India when I saw that one. He said, "Oh, she cut his hair. This is not time to start feeling like a superstar." And I was like, "Really?" The point is, if the person was aware, you're seeing a guy that not cut his hair, shaved, in probably like 3 months. So you think what he's thinking about is how he looks?
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So how senseless can that person be?
And insensitive.
Yeah, so, then the ones that are very funny are the ones that said, oh, it is all a scam. They're just trying to, scam us out. These artists, they do it a lot. They just find a way to get popular again after a long time. That's what people were saying. And it's, even when they saw the pictures from the hospital that we sent back, they started going like, oh, well, you could have taken that in any hospital bed.
Can you imagine?
And then you look at them and you feel, of course, you feel a bit disappointed. But if you look at the bad things that some people do, then you would offend the good people.
Yes.
Because you now begin to generalize everybody.
Yes.
So, and that's just what I had to deal with and tell myself that don't generalize everybody. This one's, you can see they're very short-sighted and myopic, so let them be where they are. Don't even spend time trying to reply them, because at the end of the day, sorry to say, without no disrespect, they're nobodies. So you spend your energy to do that, then that's just what they want, to get popular, do whatever it is.
And that's a lesson to anyone out there. If you're caught up in criticism, naysayers, comments, it's just not worth it.
That's not worth it.
Honestly not. Okay, I have a very interesting one.
All right.
The bounce checks. OJB. Hey, we heard some big figures flying around in the air. Yeah. Big names were mentioned.
Yeah.
Hey, let's talk now.
Well, the thing is, my decision really is, it was when all that was going on.
Okay.
The people raising money were like saying, no, let's expose these people, let's put their names out there, do whatever it is. And I was like, no, I don't want to do that. Because I've learned one thing about the way the Nigerian public reason.
Okay.
The focus will be changed. The focus will now be on who gave, who didn't give, who's check bounced. It won't be on, let's continue the process of trying to get this money.
Okay.
That won't happen, The thing is, some big dudes will come, some from the industry and all that. Big cars, everything, come to the house, big packages and all that. And
big names.
And big names.
I'm going to have to go down the list now. I won't do that. But continue. Anyway, they'd come to the house.
And they just come and just say, okay, and that's everything, Because when P Square dropped the 5 million naira check, everybody, started treating it like a competition. They felt, okay, they brought 5 million naira. Okay,
buzz.
So I want to show I can do more or something or equal it. So they come there, someone drop 2 million naira for you, drop 1 million naira for you, you say thank you, you do everything. They take big pictures and all that. They go away. And then, you drop the check in your account and you see that almost 4 or 5 million is being returned back to you that it didn't clear. And then so you now call them and tell them, they say, okay, they're coming. They don't, as I'm speaking with you, they didn't pick the checks till now. If I was going to say, please keep that check so that tomorrow when you see them in the club and they're fumbling, you just hold the check up and say, hi, remember me?
Hello?
Remember me?
Yeah.
But it doesn't work like that, because at that point in time, what I was concerned about was just surviving, living. And then the shocking ones are the ones that, not even the checks, it's the ones that, they're coming to meet you in the house. They want to come and give you money. And they come with a whole camera crew.
With lights, flashing lights.
It's a serious video.
My goodness. There you were probably feeling helpless.
And then
That's
you
sad.
see them, and they say, okay, I'm donating 1 million naira to you. And then the camera starts recording. And maybe the guy's tape cuts and he says, no, take that again.
Oh, no, that is so embarrassing. You should have had a camera too, recording everything.
So when that happened, I just said to myself that, you just find that, you see, you have to look beyond those things.
Yeah.
And just check it. For 3 years, you were managing it yourself. It's not like when you were doing it, you didn't spend money. I had my daughter died in 2008. She had heart disease.
Sorry.
Okay, so when we're looking for about $50,000, I didn't call out to anybody.
Yeah.
But there are situations you get to. You're trying to make something happen. It's not happening.
Yeah.
So you just have to say, okay, maybe this is what God wants you to do. And so when you keep looking at that, you try to close your eyes to all those other things because it looks funny.
Yeah.
There are people, when Amechi gave me money, when the governor gave me money, there were people in my dialysis center that were there. They couldn't even afford to do their catheter. They couldn't afford to do they pay for their dialysis. I know people, not 4, not 5, not 6, that I shared 100,000 each to.
Wow.
We didn't publicize it.
Yeah.
We didn't say, okay, bring your name, but let me take a picture with you as I'm giving you. We didn't do